All right, let's do this. What we're going to talk about is
Toronto.
We went into Toronto.
Yeah.
I want to give you a quick recap on that.
Yeah.
Learn some lessons up there.
Sure.
We want to share those.
Yep.
Love the people of Toronto.
It's amazing.
That's our second home.
It's amazing.
And we learned some stuff up there. We had a road show. Had just under 300 people, I would guess.
It was unbelievable.
There, packed.
Yeah.
No empty seats there. I
No
want
empty
to have
seats.
you know. And we had a couple of guest speakers there.
Yes.
And we went back and forth. I think we learned some lessons. What do you think we learned?
So I want to talk about events for a second, because I think the lesson that I keep learning over and over is like, and this to me is what is amazing about marketing, right? Like, so much of what we do is behind the scenes, or like it's never in front of real people, right? Like this podcast, amazing, right? But you don't feel anything from it. Really, you get,
except for G2.
We get you know, there's people here, but like we get tweets about it, we get comments about it. Okay, it's great. You do a webinar, if it's good, you get comments after.
Yep.
You know, maybe you get LinkedIn messages after, right? You do an event though, and you look out in the crowd and there's actually people there. That gives me chills every time. Doesn't matter if it's 50 people, if it's 100, if it's 300. Like the fact that you and I got off, we had a little miscommunication. So we walked into the venue like about 5 minutes before the event started. Kenny was freaking out. Shout out to you, Kenny. There's about 300 people in there, and the whole place is packed. And people are coming up to us left and right. Man, I love the podcast. Oh, I love what you guys are doing at Drift. And like,
I'm coming to Hypergrowth.
I'm coming to Hypergrowth.
How many times did you hear that?
This is why I wish that we should have had video. We should have video there. We've discussed that.
Yeah.
G2 next time we'll talk about that.
G2, we have to smuggle G2 up there. If you don't know, G2's from Venezuela, and they won't let him cross the border.
We have to put him in a backpack.
Yeah, but I know some people.
Yeah, DC, his credit line probably can help. Mine doesn't. So it was crazy. Like literally 10 people came up to me and said, "I can't wait. I'll see you in 2 weeks at Hypergrowth." And I was like, I know that all these people are coming, but it's like until you get there.
It's not real.
It's not real until you feel it.
Yeah, it's like all events that I've been a part of. Until you're there, you always have this feeling that people are going to show up. I was listening to this story of it was actually Henry Rollins from Black Flag.
Yeah.
What's up, Henry?
Yeah.
Was talking about someone, and then he named them. It was Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah. And he said one thing that was amazing was that he did a show with Ozzy Osbourne a long time ago, right? If you don't know Ozzy, right? Black Sabbath.
DC has a dark
respect.
side.
Respect Ozzy. He said one thing that was amazing when he would do shows with Ozzy was that Ozzy, before every show, he'd be like, "Do you think anyone is going to show up?" Right? It'd be a stadium of 30,000 people. He's still paranoid that people weren't going to show up. So every time you do an event, you have that feeling, right?
Every time.
If you're normal, you have that event. And
every time.
I mean, you have that feeling. Everyone should have that feeling of like, I don't know if anyone's going to show up.
So one of the things that we do I have vowed to give away fewer secrets, but I can give away this one. One of the things that we do on the day of an event is we send a lot of email.
Yep.
4 times. No, we send 3. We send 3. The day of an event, our playbook is we send 3 emails. I'm sharing less secrets for a couple of different reasons.
Okay.
And I'll open up to you about this. Number 1, I've seen a lot of things that I've written on other people's websites lately, which is weird.
Is your name on it?
No.
Okay.
Seen a lot of other companies in this space who didn't want to be in this space now are very much in this space and are innovating on top of our playbook. And I think that there's a lot of people that want to poke holes in what we're doing right now, and so I'm gonna shut it down a little bit. I'm not gonna
just bring the results
just bring the results. Yeah.
Okay.
There's also actually a quick side rant.
Yeah.
About a year ago when I started doing LinkedIn videos, a lot of hate.
I remember the hate.
A lot of hate. Have you gone on LinkedIn lately?
Everybody's
doing videos. I'm not saying I came up with that, but like this is just everything comes full circle.
Everything comes full circle.
So anyway, one secret though, on the day of an event, we send 3 emails. Okay. We send one at 9 a.m. That's like, I'm so excited to see you that night. Can't wait. Remind people that they got to go that night. We send one that's at like 2 or 3 o'clock to be like, P.S. One thing I forgot is we're going to do X, right?
Yeah.
And then we send one more right before the event. Now, what I realized is the people who that pisses off because they say, dude, DG, why did you send me 3 emails today? Too many. Guess what? Those people aren't going to show up anyway.
No.
Okay? The people who are going to show up, They don't care. In fact, we talked to a guy at the bar after. He was like, if it wasn't for those emails, I wouldn't have came. I needed those emails.
Absolutely.
So events, stressful until you actually look out there. But it's the same thing how you always push us to go and visit customers, right? You feel the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's an event of 300 people or you go to a customer visit. When you come out of that meeting, like you talked to somebody the other day and I got 1,000 notes from you after that conversation. It's always comes back to that real person, face-to-face conversation. What did you, okay, so I got like, to me, my takeaway from the event is the power of getting outside and connecting, which like, you know, we've talked about this a lot. This is like the next wave in marketing is bringing back
humans.
And I think
the human element. We used to talk about this in the early episodes of this show. We'd say hand-to-hand combat.
Hand-to-hand, one-to-one. We still say it. We don't say enough.
We don't say it enough.
Always.
But we used to say it all the time. That was our code word for doing things that don't scale, focusing on building relationships. And I can't tell you how often, even to this day, people that we've met at events,
they come back.
Relationships, they come back. Actually, I just got an email the other day from someone who was referencing the first takeover that we did in an event where we did the run. Remember the 5K run?
Yes.
So we took over this event probably over a year ago
Sales Development Conference.
Sales Development Conference, shout out.
Wow.
And
it was like 7 people.
We hosted a run, right? So we said, everyone who's there, we're going to host a drift run. And show up in the morning. I wasn't available, but DG did it. I was sleeping. I slept.
It was at the Ritz. The event was at the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I go there at 6 a.m. Shout out to Kevin, who's the VP of sales at Sigster. He was one of the first guys there.
Yeah, he was there.
He helped make this
event.
But
I got an email from another.
I saw him last night in Toronto. Like,
see,
it all comes
back.
around.
Yep. And so I got an email from someone who attended that, sweated it out with DG. Again, I was not available, but I would have been there in spirit.
Yeah.
And so we're connecting about working on something together.
It's amazing.
That's how you build relationships. That's what G2 likes, because G2 and I are Latino, so we like building relationships.
Relationships, baby. As long as they stay inside the U.S., so you can have the relationships.
Who seems more Latino, me or G2? G2 for sure.
Yeah, it depends. Sure. You know the other thing though that people
He's a rocker though.
He is. He's got a little emo in him. Well, you know what? You know what the other thing is though. I think people get too caught up in how this is going to scale, and so they say, okay, yeah, but DG, if you do this one run with this one group of people,
still giving back now.
How are you gonna
That's going to scale. That's that one run that you did.
Yeah.
Over a year ago.
Yeah. Has
scaled more than any regular campaign, any massive campaign,
no
any
doubt.
Facebook ad, any Google ad, any,
because it's different, and this is why we wanted to do something like do a run, is because it's different to be going for a run with 10 people in the same industry you never met before. It's 6 a.m. You're sweating before an event,
building relationship.
You have to get to know them on on a 3-mile run.
Yeah.
Those are people that still message us all the time.
Yep. Like and we have a massive event coming up, Hypergrowth.
Yeah.
September 4th and 24th. You can still register. That's a big event.
Yeah.
But we've been working on, and we can't talk about it yet, some pretty crazy ideas for next year. Get ready.
Oh.
Get ready.
It's going to be 10x level. But it's going to be next year.
But it's going to be that's how we do it.
I know.
But these events that we're thinking about for next year are going to take relationship building to a new level.
Yeah.
I think G2 will have his papers by then. We'll be traveling the US.
I think small is like, you know, and there's a lot of stuff written about this, but like the one, you know, you hear Tim Ferriss talk about a lot is the Kevin Kelly, like 1,000 true fans or whatever.
100 true fans.
100 true fans. I think we have felt that.
Right.
I think it's 1,000. 100 is 1,000. I don't know. It needs to be 1,000, but
yeah,
I think we felt that. I think since the beginning we've focused on how can we make, like, you know, let's pick a random list. Let's just grab 10 people who tweeted about Drift this week and send them a handwritten note and a T-shirt, right? Sure. How are you gonna? Whose budget is that coming out? How you can justify $378, right? Every time that stuff works. Every time. Or like it's even why you do the crazy stuff. How on this podcast you say, "I will fly you to Hypergrowth," right? We did that.
By the way, I just did someone on my.
You can't do any more. No more.
What?
So like there's 3 or 4 people that we've done that for, right? Maybe
more.
All in.
I just did it today.
Okay, 7. Maybe all in, that's a couple $1,000, right? But like those people have now become our biggest supporters.
Get a theme whenever anyone tells me I can't do it something, then I do it 5 times.
Yes.
It's in the book. So DG keeps telling me I can't do it, so then I just do it more.
No. I know better than that. I know better than to tell him that.
I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do more of it. Let's do more of it.
We cannot do something.
Yeah. So I just did it today. A super fan, true super fan, been in multiple events, cashed in their points to be able to fly to Boston, right? To fly to Boston, but then was going to fly back the same day.
Yeah.
And I said, you're not going to be at the after
Yeah.
party?
Was this person from Toronto?
I cannot disclose. I said, G2 is going to be tearing it up after. You got to be there for that party.
With the sales team.
Right? With the sales team. He's been in training with the sales team, so I know he can hang. And I said, we're going to book you a hotel. We're going to set you up. We want you to be there.
Amazing.
Right? Because that's part of our community. Sure. That's how you build relationships one-on-one. That's the power of events. I think events have gotten a bad rap because so many events have become, and I don't like many events. So many of them have become so artificial, right? Have become all about people speaking at you versus people speaking with you. Yeah. Less about building the relationship and more about being marketed to and vendor booths and all this kind of nonsense. And we're going to turn it around.
Do you remember when we did, this was early on, like Heaton Shaw was one of our advisors. He was like randomly in town one day, and we just said, like that morning we tweeted out like Heaton's in town.
Oh yeah.
We bought a bunch of pizzas. We bought a bunch of pizzas and we just tweeted it out and we said the first 20 people to sign up, and we just put like a Google form and we said first 20 people to sign up, come to our office, have lunch with Heaton. Before the No Forms movement. And it was amazing.
People just showed up.
20 people showed up. Nobody knew what Drift was.
More than we had in the company. That was more than
the company. Nobody knew what Drift was or what we did. But we had 20 people that came to our office. We bought them lunch.
We hung out with Heaton.
We just went around the table.
We need to do more of that.
We need to do more of that. That was a really cool format. Don't steal that one, haters.
G2. I want G2 to host an event. Creative event. Yeah, creative session.
Video session.
Someone get G2 a coffee.
Pay for that. He's okay. It's a long day. We got 10 days to Hypergrowth, man.
Okay, is that what he looks at this guy?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Shattered. The nephew looks shattered.
It's gonna be that way. All right, last thing I want to talk about that we got out of San Francisco, not San Francisco, Toronto. I got San Francisco in my brain. That's the only place that I go usually.
That's true.
No, every day.
DG has only been 2 places: Boston, San Francisco.
No, this year.
Indianapolis.
This year.
That's right. G2 and DG shut it down in Indy.
My man. We went to this year.
G2 still talks romantically about Indy.
Denver, Indianapolis, Toronto, San Francisco,
Denver,
Utah, Denver. Where else? A bunch of places. It's crazy. This is what we're gonna do.
And we're sending you to Ireland in
I'm going to Ireland.
September?
I'm going to Amsterdam as part of that trip.
Amsterdam.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. That was
G2. Is that kosher? G2 says no. G2 says no. That's not kosher.
I'll be fine. This is not my sabbatical.
Have you ever been to
Amsterdam? This is not my sabbatical. No. Have I? No. I'm not coming back.
I don't know about this, G2.
I'm not coming back.
Okay. In your contract, there's a little thing about the red light district.
What does it say?
No bueno.
I don't want. No. I can't go out past 9 o'clock. What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna have to send G2. G2, can you go to Amsterdam?
You would definitely.
You know what happens? I'll come back and I'll go over there and get both of you, on a mission.
So look,
like that movie Taken. You see me show up over there, kidnapped. I'll put you two in a plane with hoods over your head, coming back.
We talked about brand at this event.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to hear the threads, between different companies and how brand is like. I love you started to say something, which is like brand is going to be kind of like the great equalizer for all these companies today, right?
100%.
Say more about that.
Yeah. So we had on the panel was myself and DG, and then we had 2 companies that were consumer companies, right?
Yes.
One was Wealth Simple.
Yep. Investment. They do like financial investment app. Are you going to ask me the name of the other company?
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, what are you crazy?
Like it's women's underwear.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it. Shout out to you, Joanna. Do you know the name of it?
Nikki.
It was Joanna. Nix, Wix, something like that.
Nix.
Yeah.
Nix.
Sorry, Joanna.
I can't believe
We'll put the link in the show notes. We'll send you some traffic.
Anyway, we were talking about consumer. Then we were talking about basically how there isn't a separation between the two anymore. And I think that's where it's going to go. I think someone in the audience asked about B2B, sales and marketing, this and that and whatever, and this whole thing. And I said, and then contrasting that to the other 2 guests on there and their consumer businesses, I said in 5 to 10 years, there will not be any difference. I think, the idea of sales and marketing of how we have it now in terms of roles won't exist in that form in 10 years, right? And there won't be a difference between the 2 because at the end of the day, those walls are being broken and everyone is buying, right? Just like everyone buys in their normal lives. And so the 2 will flatten. And that's the trend, one of the mega trends that we based Drift around.
Sure.
And so I think in that world, learning from other consumer company, learning from the current consumer companies, the ones that have done well. Those are the models, right? I wouldn't model after a B2B company today. If you were a new entrant in B2B or an existing one, I'd be modeling at just who are the ones who are good at what they do. And those are largely consumer-based businesses.
And I think the thing is, like, the thing we get a lot of questions about is like, okay, yeah, but DG, like, for brand, you guys, it's like these videos and selfie style stuff. I'm like, that's for us, though. That works for us.
Because that fits us.
That fits us. That fits our brand. Our brand is, like, we want to be real. I want to feel the same. Like, I want you to feel the same having a conversation with me as on this podcast, right? And, like, if you hear DC on the podcast, he's going to feel the same if you ran into him on the street, right? That's a key
Which is
piece.
always the funny thing, which when I do run into people, they're like,
you're the same.
You're the
right.
podcast.
That's
I'm
a
like,
crazy thing.
Yeah, there's only one version.
Right. That is the craziest part. They expect
This
you
is
to
not
be
an act.
different.
Yeah.
And that's the Patagonia thing, which is like it's easier to write nonfiction than it is
and
to write
that
fiction.
kind of sums up the whole thing. B2B, in terms of marketing and sales,
to fake it.
has been fake and different. You had to put on a persona. You had to put on your business clothes. You had to pretend you were someone you weren't.
This is business
right in your
DC.
normal life. And what we're saying is that's going away, and it's all going to be personal.
Yeah.
Right? It's all going to be human. It's whoever you are, that's who I want to do business with.
I got this question on a webinar I did the other day. We were talking about brand. And it was actually with the Trust Radius. They do like ratings and reviews. And somebody said, I don't want to, I'm afraid of like putting myself out there. And I was like, look, there is no hack for this. This is how business is going to be in 2018. And so you have two options. You can either be uncomfortable with it and get lapped by other people, or get comfortable with it. I said, think about yourself as a consumer, right? You and I go to a new city for Drift, right? We go look for a restaurant. You find a restaurant that's right there, but it has no reviews.
Yep.
Are you going to go to that restaurant?
No.
Hell no.
That's how I found my new favorite vegan spot up
Great
in
reviews.
plant-based spot up in Toronto, because I
Vegans
found
are
it
great
online,
there.
found great reviews on it. Immediately Google mapped it. Where was it?
7
Saw
of
some
them.
great
Yeah.
reviews again, and I walked
Yeah.
over and just had a great meal.
So like the video stuff, that's what works for us. But I think there's lots of ways to be authentic and build a brand that are not selfie style videos. Maybe it's the way that you write, or it's the way your website looks, or it's the types of events you have, or it's the swag you send out to your customers. Like there's a lot of stuff. It doesn't have to be. That's what works for us, and that's what we've done. So.
Yeah. I'm hoping in 2019 I look a lot more like G2. Be wearing all black.
You have, well, I think you need your Post-it notes. You need your Post-it notes again. You had 2 goals.
Yeah. 32s and then a revenue goal.
A revenue goal.
Yeah, for the company.
Yeah.
I've not hit the 32s, G2.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
What else?
These
was I gonna
32s
say?
are, I don't know, they're buried deep in my closet.
Total Recall is a
coming.
good book, by the
But
way.
I'm back on
Thank you for
intermittent fasting, as we
Yeah.
all know.
Hambury messaged me today.
Mhm.
Hambury's one of our sales reps. Big meathead. Not going to be a meathead anymore.
No.
He's coming this way.
He's coming this way. It's what I've been trying to tell G2. You got to live it up when you're young, right? You got to live it up because you get to be DC's tenure. You don't get to eat. I don't even get to eat, and I still gain weight. I don't understand what's going on. Elias and I had this phone call this morning. We're just like, can't eat.
No
Can't do
time.
it.
No time.
I can't eat. Barely eat. This is what I'm eating. I'm eating ginger green juice. This is my treat.
Now I'm loving it.
This is my treat today, G2.
All right. Why don't you?
Still no 32s.
Why don't you tell
And can't eat breakfast.
Tell us what you're excited
Only 2
about.
meals a day.
Tell us about Hypergrowth and what you're excited about, and send us
okay.
out here.
Let's go. Hypergrowth,
Yeah.
September 4th.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing,
Yeah.
right? So we had, every year. So this is the second year of Hypergrowth.
Yeah.
I come up with
you gonna
someone call crazy
Yeah.
goal. DG would say it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy goal for the number of people that are going to be in attendance.
He's crazy.
And we are having, things are surging right now. And Jana,
Events
who
are
runs
so stressful.
Yeah, who runs events right now, is going to blow out the goals. So get your tickets now. No pressure. But we will be beyond sold out. And the reason that I mention this, and the reason that she's so happy, is not the goal, because she's going to prove DG and me wrong.
Correct.
And for that, she wants to, and we'll put this on IG, smash a pie into at least DG's face.
I'll take
maybe
both.
mine too.
If she does. If you're gonna sit this one out,
because she proved us wrong.
I'll take both.
Yeah, you might
She
take
did.
both.
She
I might be
proved us
busy
wrong.
that day, but she proved us wrong.
Yeah.
So it's going to be record crowd.
Yep.
Amazing things that we're working on the keynote right now. We got an amazing video, amazing sound, and this is going to be like a rock concert.
It is gonna.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Wow.
I know you don't go to rock concerts.
I don't go to rock concerts.
What's the best?
Okay.
Give me.
I'm going to give you two.
All right,
I'm gonna give you two. Yeah, because they're different. They're different.
Okay.
Best one I ever went to was Jay-Z and Kanye at the Garden.
Okay.
At the Garden in 2011.
Okay, that's proper.
It was right
vintage.
after they had released Watch the Throne. The sneaky best concert
Okay.
I ever went to was Childish Gambino at the same venue where where Hypergrowth is. Back
No
then
way.
it was called the Bank of America Pavilion.
Yeah, same venue.
Same venue.
So I'm rocking the stage with
You're rocking
Childish
the stage with Childish.
Gambino?
They have I saw Wiz Khalifa there. Everybody.
okay,
There's a lot of
okay. You
people.
hear
It's
that?
a legit. It's a legit
G2.
venue.
Huh?
What's the best concert you ever been to?
Ah,
He's gonna give us some deep
something
cut.
I mentioned it before here. No, I've been to a lot. The one, two that I would go to the
I got a
most.
bonus.
You know, favorite band, Social Distortion. What's
Mm.
up? I'm looking at you, G2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of my favorite bands ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen them a million times. Small venues. I think the last time that I saw them was in New York at the. I'm trying to. I forgot the name of the place, but it's a small venue. Then Wilco. I like Wilco, so I've been following them since their first album,
Okay.
AM. So I've seen them a bunch of times. The best version of one of their shows was them and Connor Oberst. They did a show together. That was good. Bright Eyes, yes. Respect.
Wow.
And then, so
Anticipate
that's in that
feedback.
genre. But then I'm going to go way back.
Go way back.
And I mentioned it here once before.
It's got to be
you
like
might have
Run DMC or something like that.
Yeah.
Is
Run
it?
DMC Raising Hell Tour.
Wow.
I was like 12 or I don't know. We were young.
That's
we rented
crazy.
a limo in Queens,
You
New
were
York.
12. You were
Yeah.
not 12.
We were.
12?
We were something like that. 6th grade? I don't know.
You
How old are
rented
you
a
in 6th grade?
Probably 12. Yeah.
Yeah, 6th grade.
That's amazing.
You grew up young in New York. I've said that before. So 6th grade, mess of us went. We had to get our parents to, I don't know how this worked, but
Yeah.
somehow get us, back in the day of the Yellow Pages, a limo. It was a white limo,
That's
like for weddings, to drive us out there.
Uh-huh.
Only a limo because there were so many of us. So we drive out, Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, on the border of Long Island and Queens. We go, Raising Hell Tour, Run DMC, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Wow.
That's how old
We
it
had
was.
that song,
Beastie-
Summertime, played 6
that's-
times
that
in the
was-
office today.
That was the time.
Wow.
Beastie Boys,
Pretty good.
EPMD,
Yep.
Stetsasonic,
Wow.
Public Enemy.
That's
What's up?
insane. That's pretty good.
What's
That's
up?
better than all that rock stuff you mentioned. That's
One show.
when you were 12.
Ridiculous.
That'll shape you.
Ridiculous. Crazy. That was when things were
Yeah.
underground.
And the best part is that music is still.
That's when rap was
talk
dangerous.
about timeless. That stuff is still today.
Mhm.
Yeah, dangerous.
Yeah,
And
that's
you were
when
12.
there's a live album from Social Distortion, right? So listen to that if
Yeah.
you're into that. And in the beginning, he says something which is just like that rap concert. He says, "Remember when punk rock was dangerous? When you couldn't just go down and get your something pierced
Wow.
and your crazy color for your hair? So this was when rap was dangerous.
Dangerous.
And when I was seeing Social D, that's when punk rock was still a little bit dangerous. All right.
All right.
People, September 24th, San Francisco, September 4th, Boston.
Yeah.
Both are going to be blown out. Both are going to be amazing. You're going to get to hang with G2. These are both in the United States borders, so he will be there. Leave 6-star ratings.
We have some crazy announcements.
Look at him. Look at the young
I'm
nephew.
excited. I haven't been this excited. Like, the place is going to be packed, but I can't
insane
wait.
announcements.
Finishing up the press release as we speak.
Mhm.
It's meaty.
It's meeting.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be heavy. All right, see you there. 6-star reviews only. Shout it out, G2.
Yep.
Give him some energy. The guy is winding down. He's young, but I don't know. He's out of steam. Let's go.
We're out.